Colombia President Minouche Shafik steps down months after protests over Israel-Hamas war gripped campus. Columbia University President Minouche Shafik is stepping down months after protests over the Israel-Hamas war gripped the campus, Shafik announced in a letter sent Wednesday to the Columbia community. Shafik, an Egyptian-born economist and former high-ranking official at the World Bank, International Monetary Fund and Bank of England, and former president of the London School of Economics, has faced pressure for her handling of Columbia campus encampments protesting the war between Israel and Hamas. Shafik in her letter cited progress during her tenure but said it has also been a period of turmoil where it has been difficult to overcome divergent views across our community. This period has taken a considerable toll on my family, as it has for others in our community, Shafik said in the letter. Over the summer, I have been able to reflect and have decided that my moving on at this point would best enable Columbia to traverse the challenges ahead. Pressure was building for Shafik to step down after months of student-led demonstrations at the school's New York campus that spread to colleges across the country. Shafik came under criticism after authorizing arrests on campus and for her testimony to the House Education Committee over the university's handling of anti-Semitism. I have tried to navigate a path that upholds academic principles and treats everyone with fairness and compassion. It has been distressing, for the community, for me as president and on a personal level, to find myself, colleagues, and students the subject of threats and abuse, Shafik said. The Ivy League listed Katrina Armstrong as interim president, according to the university's website. Armstrong, a doctor of medicine, has served as Executive Vice President for the Health and Biomedical Sciences Department at Columbia and Chief Executive Officer of the medical campus. Shafik says she'll be working with Armstrong to ensure an orderly transition. Even as tension, division, and politicization have disrupted our campus over the last year, our core mission and values endure and will continue to guide us in meeting the challenges ahead, Shafik's letter said. Armstrong said in a letter to the university community that she is deeply honored to begin her new role just 20 days before the fall semester starts. As I step into this role, I am acutely aware of the trials the university has faced over the past year. We should neither understate their significance, nor allow them to define who we are and what we will become, Armstrong said. The familiar excitement and promise of a new academic year are informed this year by the presence of change and continuing concerns, but also by the immense opportunity to look forward, to join together for the laudable mission we are here to serve, and to become our best selves individually and institutionally. The Columbia Board of Trustees said in a letter that it has, regretfully, accepted Shafik's decision to step down as president and praised the contributions she has made to the university community, even during a difficult year. The board went on to endorse Armstrong, saying her leadership and experience will help the university with its challenges. We believe that Katrina is the right leader for this moment. We are grateful to her for stepping in, and we call on our community to support her, the board said. Shafik is stepping down a week after the resignations of 3 Columbia University deans who were permanently removed from their posts earlier this summer after the university's president said they engaged in very troubling text messages that touched on anti-Semitic tropes. The deans, Susan Chonkim, Kristen Crom and Matthew Patashnik, were removed from power in July after their actions during a May 31st panel discussion about Jewish life at an alumni event. In her next role, Shafik will be working with the UK's Foreign Secretary to chair a review of the government's approach to international development and how to improve capability. According to her letter, criticism over campus protests. Shafik came under criticism for her handling of protests on campus over the Israel-Hamas war. Leading up to the university-wide commencement set to take place on May 15, Shafik enlisted a team of academic leaders to negotiate with representatives from the Gaza Solidarity Encampment on campus. However, they failed to come to a resolution that would result in students leaving the encampment on a university lawn where Columbia commencement ceremonies traditionally occur, Shafik announced in a statement on April 29. After the talks broke down, students as well as people unaffiliated with Columbia broke into Hamilton Hall, a main academic building on campus, and barricaded themselves inside. That prompted Shafik to request the New York Police Department's assistance on April 30 to remove protesters that occupied the building in addition to the encampment. In total, the NYPD said it arrested around 300 protesters that night at Columbia and neighboring City College. Shafik also requested the NYPD stay on campus through at least May 17, to maintain order and ensure encampments are not re-established, she said in her April 30 letter to the NYPD. The drastic escalation at Hamilton Hall pushed the university to the brink, Shafik said in a May 1 letter. As students and outside activists breaking Hamilton Hall doors, mistreating our public safety officers and maintenance staff, and damaging property are acts of destruction, not political speech, she said. I know I speak for many members of our community in saying that this turn of events has filled me with deep sadness. I am sorry we reached this point. The arrest came around a week after Shafik initially authorized the NYPD to arrest more than 100 protesters on a preliminary charge of criminal trespass a day after the encampment was launched on April 17. That day Shafik testified before the House Education Committee over the university's handling of anti-Semitism. Shafik told lawmakers she condemned several professors' statements made in support of Hamas' October 7 attack, resulting in the firing of at least one professor, Mohammed Abdu, at the conclusion of the semester. Representative Virginia Fox, Education and the Workforce Committee chairwoman, said Columbia's next leader must take bold action to address the pervasive anti-Semitism, support for terrorism, and contempt for the university's rules that have been allowed to flourish on its campus. During Shafik's presidency, a disturbing wave of anti-Semitic harassment, discrimination, and disorder engulfed Columbia University's campus. Jewish students and faculty have been mocked, harassed, and assaulted simply for their identity. Fox said in a statement, "Every student has the right to a safe learning environment. Period." Yet, flagrant violations of the law and the university rules went unpunished. In an effort to avoid the fates of two other Ivy League presidents at Harvard and the University of Pennsylvania, who resigned after their disastrous December congressional hearing on anti-Semitism, Shafik reportedly prepared for months for her testimony. She also told lawmakers that calls for the genocide of Jews violate the university's code of conduct, which Harvard and Penn's former presidents did not.